Hi guys, it's Rob here with another tutorial video for the CS100 Python programming course at NJIT, or an introductory Python programming sort of lesson, a group of lessons if you're looking to be a self-taught programmer. Now, I remember what I want to tell you in the last video up here was also I have videos on YouTube of prior review sessions. Now, I know that the CS100 Part 2 of the final review session for the fall 2014 semester, there's something like after 8 minutes of the video, the speech gets garbled and stuff. I left it up there just in case you want to hear like the first 8 minutes. I don't know how much important stuff we go over there, but it's there. The first video, I believe that's all intact. Very minor difficulties, if any. And the latest tutorial, which is actually a web review session from the spring 2015 semester, is up on YouTube as well. So I may continue to hold in-person review sessions or web review sessions for each specific course, each semester that I TA, just because, you know, each group of kids or each group of students may have trouble with different things, may have different questions, may bring up things that haven't come out in the past, and I'll just keep uploading them to YouTube. But don't forget that these are great resources that you could tap into. And especially some of you self-taught guys out there, or guys and girls out there, if you want to, you know, look into that stuff, it's just a great way to sort of make sure that you're on pace with what a class-oriented setting would be doing if you're teaching yourself. Now, more things you can do with dictionaries. Another snapshot from the slides. You should know the basic types of errors that can occur. If you take both practice, midterms, and finals, look at any of the error questions there and thoroughly understand each one, and you should be ready for any error question on the final. For the programming questions, remember that points are earned. A little typo there, sorry. That the points you earn are based on a rubric, and you can get partial credit. Always write down something, and do the structures you know will be used to solve the problem. For example, if you put a for loop on a turtle question with a number of times or whatever parameter they specify in the exam, you earn a certain number of points. Put the turtle down, and you get more points. Identify the pattern, you get more points. Include all of the arguments they specify, more points. You can easily get at least half credit just by understanding the pattern and doing the same thing that shows up over and over again on each exam. Don't leave these things blank, especially the open-ended ones especially. Use the review sheet. Again, use the reference sheet. Right, the cheat sheet that we give you. Right, it does you no good to just sit there and try to remember all the things that we've talked about. Just refer back to the reference sheet. That's why we give it to you guys on the examination day. It sounds silly, but sometimes you get caught up in taking the test, and you don't want to use that cheat sheet, that 2-page cheat sheet that we give you. Right? Now remember, the reference sheet is useless unless you have a solid grasp on what the methods listed there do. If you absolutely can't figure out a multiple choice and can't trace it, which should never ever be the case, then guess. Don't leave anything blank, because you do not lose points for wrong answers. And also, please trace the code for each question so that you can get a lot of the multiple choice right. Why do we use a while loop? A for loop can iterate over each element of a sequence. It can also loop a fixed number of times. Why do we need another loop? Because we don't always know how many times we want to loop in advance. What is the continue statement used for? It is used inside the body of a for or while loop. It interrupts the current iteration of the loop, but does not terminate it. It transfers execution to the top of the loop. In layman's terms, immediately goes to the next iteration of the innermost loop that the continue statement is in. And then we have the break statement. So it's also used inside the body of a for or while loop. It terminates the execution of the loop. The execution transfers to the statement that follows. In layman's terms, it stops the execution of the innermost loop, jumps right to the next piece of code that has no relation to that loop. The code right after the body of the loop, but that's not indented under the loop. It just jumps to the next piece of code that has no relation to the loop. Both continue and break statements are used inside of the body of a for or while loop, and when executed, they alter the flow of execution. In both cases, if the current loop is nested inside of another loop, only the innermost loop is affected. And that's something that students sometimes get mixed up, so make sure you know that. And hopefully in the next video, we'll finish up this review sheet. If not, we'll have like 2 more videos. But thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next tutorial. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And please, guys, check out videos to other courses at NJIT that I've made. Again, also, if you're self-taught, these could help as well. Thanks, and I'll see you in the next tutorial.